So after we took care of the basic problems or the most prominent problems by muting and leveling the tracks, let's start by doing some of the preparation for the actual mixing. The first step we want to take is routing. In Cubase, we can route different channels either straight into the stereo out, or straight into the final mix, or we can route them through different groups. Groups are basically just a bus that the audio goes through. They're just a submix, a way to mix all the tracks into this path, and then we can do all kinds of processing on that path. So in this case, I have all my drums, and the first option would be to route them all into a submix called drums. So what I'm going to do is go to Project, Add Track, Group Channel, and here I can select the configuration. It's either stereo or mono. I'm going to select stereo, and I'm going to call it drums. Add a track, and now I can route each of the tracks into it. So I can go into my bass drum, and here I have the input and the output. And I can select the output here, and I can select either stereo out, which will go directly into the mix, or send it into my group. It's called drums. I can do the same thing for each of my other tracks, or I can just go into Mix Console, and just like I had before, select all the tracks on the left side with Shift, click Q-Link, and then open routing, and route the out of all these channels to drums. Now they're all going to drums. Now drums, which will show up right here in the bottom of my arranger window, is a group which I can adjust not just the volume to, I can also apply all kinds of processing to. So sometimes I want to apply, for example, a distortion effect. So let's add this distortion effect. And this will be added to everything that goes through the group. This is a very basic way of using that. However, it's going to become very useful to understand the routing of our complex drum kit, and I'm going to explain a few ways to do it as we move along.